Namaskar. Hello, friends. Today I am going to discuss with you what my ideas about God vis-a-vis me are. What is God? The most commonly held belief is that God is the superpower that created this physical universe. God is then naturally regarded as omnipotent, that is all powerful, omniscient, that is all knowing, and omnipresent, which is present everywhere. The origin of this belief is in the limitations of human intellect. With our limited and conditioned intellect, it is impossible for us to understand how this universe would have come about, much less its working. So we have to take recourse to an invisible superpower, and that is how the concept of God takes shape. Do all people need to accept the concept of God? Obviously not. That is why we find a significant number of atheists who do not believe in God. Then who believes in God and why? I may say that people who have questions about why something has happened the way it has and who cannot find a rational, logical explanation that can fit into their conditioned thinking, they tend to ascribe it to God. Then the question that follows is, don't atheists too have such questions that they cannot find a satisfactory answer for? Of course, they also have such questions, but yet they don't like to accept the idea of God that cannot be verified by way of actual experience by anyone and everyone. On this background, where do I stand? I feel I am an agnostic, meaning I say that there may be an all powerful God or there may not be. So I have no competence to support one or the other school of thought. But I do not need to subscribe to the idea of God as a superpower. There are a couple of reasons for this. Firstly, I believe that every question need not have an answer that must satisfy me. I can live with unanswered questions. It is because of our limited bodily identity and our desires and fears associated with it that we tend to question many things and look for a cause effect relationship in everything. I prefer to think that this world, which is founded on duality, must, by definition, have both good and bad coexisting. There need not be any reason, and certainly not a reason acceptable to my conditioned and rational thinking, why I am having it bad and someone else is having it good. I just say that it is a part and parcel of life. I am trying to discard desires and fears. I am believing more and more in taking life as it comes, simply as a witness. Of course, there are still miles to go, but I am trying it consciously. Secondly, I prefer to regard this universe and its working as being on autopilot, so to say. What I mean is that there is an inherent kinetic energy, a dynamics of the big picture that keeps driving the happenings in this universe at macro as well as micro level. It is more akin to a dream that just happens because of the way our consciousness works without any pre-design of every individual dream. Likewise, there may not be a superpower that is designing and much less controlling every single life and its working in this gigantic universe. Having said this, I still like to subscribe to a concept of God, not as a superpower, but as the essence, the sum total of everything physical. In other words, I like to believe that everything in this universe is God. God is not distinct from us all. We are Him and He is us. In fact, God is not just sentient beings, but even the insentient ones like stone and sand. God is not doing anything sitting up somewhere in the heavens to impact our individual lives on a second to second basis. Of course, this is my belief. I know someone may argue that in theory, a really giant and unimaginably powerful supercomputer can do such micromanagement. But then, I do not need to subscribe to that idea. I am fine as I am and will always be so. Now you may ask me if I have house deities whom I worship and pray to. Yes, I do. But I do not imagine them as givers of boons or fulfillers of my desires. They are just a tangible representation of what may be before and beyond this physical world. It helps me shed my attachment to this utterly limited and selfish bodily identity and expand my consciousness. It helps keep my mind on an even keel, reducing the mental ups and downs that are otherwise the norm in ordinary human life. Thank you. We will stop here. I'll see you the next time. Until then, bye.